Some sandalwood in there?
Is that sandalwood?
Yeah.
But a fig.
And it's perfect.
I always thought a fig was a drier climate.
No, they love it over here. You just gotta have drainage, just like with sandalwood. Key important thing to fruit trees, all fruit trees, is drainage and fertilizer. Or drainage and mulch. You're an organic guy.
Oh, 6 or 7 years.
Organic mulch and fertilizer. You can't really get them to grow. Actually, can grow with them or without them. But they do better if they have host
those
plants.
extra nutrients.
And the more host plants you have that they can get the more nutrition from, the better they'll grow.
They don't move around.
Pardon?
They don't move around, so they will.
Yes, no, they'll move around.
Oh,
they make root suckers, and then they'll continue to spread out like a banyan tree underground.
That's so cool. So they get
So
really
once this
big.
tree is established, it never stops making babies.
So do you need more than one? You just have the one. Oh, $5.
Yeah, one
Pretty good
eventually-
investment on.
Oh no, that's roasted. Those
Yeah.
don't grow.
these are the
That's for
seeds?
eating.
Yeah.
That's the edible roasted nuts. Yes, and you know, the nuts in Australia are selling for $50 a pound.
Right.
I won't sell them for less than $100. I buy them for $100.
Okay. Okay. Very cool. Thank you.
Oh,
And then you have your intermediate host plants. And then you have your permanent host trees like citrus, koa, ohia trees, any other fruit tree. The edible bush in Perez nut, you don't necessarily want it to get real big. You want to keep it so you can still pick the nuts and harvest the nuts. 25 to 30 foot is your average, you know, in 25 to 30 years you'll have a 25 to 30 foot tree. To get a tree this big, you know, 5'8" circumference, it's got to be 500 to 700 years old. And that's probably the oldest known, biggest one in the world. That's why it made it on the cover of this book. And this is over in Kona.
oh, right here is the
Right here
biggest
on Big Island
sandalwood
is the
tree
biggest one known in the world.
Wow.
They are owned by Australia, and a grower of their trees gets a percentage of, or the government gets a percentage, and the grower gets the most. Now the nuts, the growers are getting all of the money from the nuts. They're making $250,000 per acre of 400 sandalwood trees per acre of small trees, because their variety is very small. The Spidiculatum, it's a low-growing shrubby tree. It only gets about 8 to 10 feet tall. And so they get lots of nuts and easy to pick.
Are these nuts able to grow at different climates? More like
As long as you have drainage and water and fertilizer, it'll grow anywhere, in any soil, as long as there's a drainage soil.
does it need a
Doesn't
tropical
need clay.
environment?
Yeah, it has to grow in the tropics. It's not going to grow in the mainland. In fact, it's against the law to grow in the mainland.
Why is that?
It's considered an invasive species by the USDA. So that makes it so Hawaii has the monopoly on growing sandalwood in America. No one else in America, except for American Samoa, can grow sandalwood.
Oh, wow. Oh, very awesome.
And the nuts, so we have our own nut business. So as long as we don't export the nuts to South America, and then they outcompete us, because they outcompete us in everything that they've ever done, because they have cheap labor, slaves,
Yeah.
you know, and we have the most expensive agricultural labor in the world here in Hawaii. So we have to have the most expensive agricultural crop to balance that out. And there is no other agricultural crop that comes close to salmon. Not at $100 a year every year it grows for the wood.
And you're talking about making
And then you make the nut butter and sell
nut
that,
butter, yeah.
which could go anywhere from $1,000 an ounce, you know, to eventually $100 a pound.
Wow. Yeah.
Mac nuts are $10 a pound. So
Very-
lowest and minimum will be $100 a pound. And that's once we have thousands of acres of sandalwood trees. Right now it's $2 a nut, and I just sold it.
Yeah. And then this one right here, this is
This is a yasi nut.
yasi nut.
Yasi, which is a different variety of sandalwood that grows in Fiji and in the other places in Polynesia. Okay. Aloha Keakua, I'm Mark the Sandalwood Man, and I'm inviting everybody to come along to Mauna Kea and replant the sandalwood forest. We go up there every Friday using this dibble stick, poke holes in the ground, and drop sandalwood seeds in. We've already planted over 40,000 seeds on the mountain, and we intend to keep planting over 250,000 seeds within the next 6 months. And we're welcoming everybody to come up and join us. All you have to do is give me a phone call at 769-0683. That's 769-0683 to come with the Hawaiian Reforestation Program to regrow our sandalwood forests in here in Hawaii. Aloha.